There were moments when I looked at my own body and wondered why I felt exhausted, even on days when I barely did anything demanding. I slept enough, yet woke up heavy. I ate full meals, yet felt sluggish afterward. I tried to live healthy, but somehow my energy kept fading in ways I couldn't understand. I thought it was age, stress, or simply bad luck. But deep down, I knew I had lost a kind of balance I once took for granted. Then, as I paid attention to how the Japanese live, I realized they possess something I had been missing all along: a way of caring for the body through small, intentional rituals that quietly protect life from the inside out. For a long time, I believed Japanese longevity came from genetics or some rare advantage. But the truth was far more human. Their strength didn't come from extraordinary factors. It came from simple habits repeated every day. My problem wasn't that my body was weak. My problem was the way I lived. The Japanese weren't healthier because they were stronger. They were healthier because they didn't treat their bodies like machines meant to run until they break. They cared for themselves through details I had ignored for years. The more I studied their lifestyle, the clearer it became that the human body is not built for extremes. It is built for harmony. Our bodies are like gardens. They need rhythm, sunlight, nourishment, rest, and gentle care. But I had lived the opposite: heavy meals, rush schedules, overstimulation, little recovery. Over time, my body didn't collapse dramatically. It simply eroded quietly. The nervous system can't handle constant pressure. Stress hormones stored for too long disrupt hormones, weaken immunity, and accelerate aging. But the Japanese create breathing spaces for their bodies. They eat lightly, they move gently, they honor slowness. They allow silence, they rest before exhaustion arrives. Health for them is not a battle, it is a relationship. Their longevity comes from harmony, not force. Once I understood this, everything shifted. I stopped believing I needed extreme diets or intense workouts to become healthy. I didn't need to push myself harder. I needed to live more gently. Japanese people don't stay healthy because they have exceptional willpower. They stay healthy because they practice patience, balance, and respect toward their bodies. I began asking myself a different question: not how do I get healthy fast, but did I live in a way my body can trust today? And that simple shift changed everything. When I started adopting the Japanese way of living, I realized that their health and longevity never came from a single secret. It came from hundreds of small details done correctly, consistently, over many years. These things weren't flashy, but they nourished the body in the most sustainable way I had ever seen. I began with their eating habits. The Japanese never eat until full. They follow Harahachibu, stopping at 80%. At first, it felt uncomfortable because I was used to eating until I was stuffed. But slowly, I discovered something simple and profound. When the body feels lighter, the mind becomes lighter too. I no longer felt weighed down, sleepy, or overwhelmed after meals. Then I realized why they avoid fried food, not because they dislike it, but because they understand its silent damage. I used to eat fried foods out of habit, never thinking about what it did to me. But the more I learned, the more it made sense. Every time I ate something soaked in oil, my body had to fight back. Reheated oils create oxidative compounds that damage cells and increase silent inflammation. It doesn't hurt immediately, but over time, it wears the body down, exhausting the heart, overworking the liver, disrupting hormones. It made me feel heavy, slow, and tired without knowing why. When I reduced fried foods, my digestion became lighter. My energy stopped crashing. I replaced them with what the Japanese naturally choose: boiled vegetables, grilled fish, warm miso soup, and just enough rice. It wasn't a diet. It was a way of eating that allowed the body to breathe. But the Japanese lifestyle extends beyond food. They move according to a rhythm I had never experienced. They don't rush. They don't force their bodies through chaos. Their mornings begin like a gentle ceremony: a glass of water, a freshly opened window, a deep breath before the world becomes loud. That quiet rhythm protects them from the constant stress that slowly destroys health. Their discipline is not rigid. It is respectful. They repeat small habits, not because they are forced to, but because they understand each small action accumulates into lifelong health. When I embraced this idea, consistency no longer felt like pressure, it felt natural. And then I discovered Radio Taiso, the morning exercise almost every Japanese person knows. The first time I tried it, I was surprised by how simple it was. Just a few minutes of gentle movements, yet my whole body warmed up naturally. No pain, no strain, just soft stretching of joints, muscles, and breath. Suddenly I understood why children, adults, and the elderly all practice it. It doesn't try to make you strong immediately. It keeps your body flexible, your blood flowing, and your energy steady all day. I also practice the slow morning stretches many Japanese people do, lifting my arms, rolling my shoulders, bending my spine, breathing deeply. Movements that seemed insignificant but released the tension I had unknowingly carried overnight. I realized much of my stiffness wasn't age, it was neglect. When I combined mindful eating, slow living, respectful discipline, and morning movement, my body changed in a quiet, unmistakable way. Not dramatic, not loud, but sustainable. I began to feel alive again, not because I pushed myself, but because I stopped hurting myself. Japanese longevity, I realized, isn't built on intensity. It's built on harmony. And when I treated my body with the same patience and gentleness, it gave me back something I thought I had lost: natural energy, clarity, and a sense of lightness from within. I used to make mistakes that drained my health without noticing. I believed intense workouts were the key to strength, when they often pushed me into exhaustion. I chased strict diets that only stressed my body further, and I always waited until something hurt before I started caring. I moved faster than my natural rhythm, and when my health declined, I blamed everything except the way I lived. Now I understand. Health doesn't abandon me. I'm the one who abandons it first. If your body feels weak or tired, it doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're learning to live in a way that honors your true rhythm. Your body doesn't need perfection. It needs gentleness and patience. A lighter meal, a slower morning, a few minutes of stretching. These small acts are more powerful than you think. You don't need to transform everything today. You only need to start with one small change that feels right. You are not someone struggling to hold on to your health. You are someone rediscovering the natural pace your body has always needed. Every small habit you repeat is a quiet reminder that you are becoming a person who cares for yourself with understanding, not force. If this message resonates with you, I invite you to continue this journey with me. And if this video brought you value, let your support help the channel grow. Please like the video, subscribe, and join me as we explore more lessons from the Japanese way of living.